Pretend you're a quarterback. I want you to really imagine you're at the line of scrimmage, you're looking at the defense, you're ready to snap the ball, and you never do. Delay a game. You walk back to the sideline, your offensive coordinator's like, huh? And then you have a talk with him, hey, what's up with that? And you say to him, I don't like that play. So, you don't like that play? And he says, fine, run this play. And you're like, yeah, I like this play. You go to the line of scrimmage, delay a game, you never ran the play. It's pathetic. Another 7 plays later, you never run the play. Your family and your friends are in the stands. They can't believe it. They're like, come on, Jack, let's go. Yeah, delay a game. All right, now I want you to pretend that the quarterback and the coach get together after the game and they're like, you know what, I think we need to make some new plays. You'd be like, what? You guys just need to run a play. Well, similarly, we don't need to consume any more motivational videos. We just need to start going to the gym. We can begin developing a Herculean physique today. We can begin creating an album today or doing something entrepreneurial today, whatever our aspirations are. The thing is that we're stuck in this information loop, and it's pretty unprecedented. Nothing like this has occurred before. So in the last few years, people have really been glued to their screens, even more than they ever have been. So it's almost like that boiling frog analogy. When you put the frog in water and then you gradually turn up the heat, it doesn't notice it and it dies. So we're stuck in this loop, and think of it like a carousel ride. We got to get off the carousel ride. But what's going to be the tipping point? What's going to prompt us to get off the ride? Well, that's what this video is for. We're going to talk about getting off that ride so that we can harness the information that we've already consumed and actually make something of it, versus just storing it as intellectual entertainment. Cool? Let's get started. All right, first things first, this is important. You need some way of memorializing whatever it is that you're finally committing yourself to pursuing. So what I mean by that is you need some method for tracking whatever that is. So it could be a journal, a planner, some form of a calendar. Obviously, I use Habit Wall. It's the YouTube channel handle Habit Wall. It's something that I started up. It's really just a big adhesive scorecard that you slap onto your wall, and it gives you an inescapable vision for progress so that when you wake up and go to bed, you always see how well you're pacing in relation to whatever it is that you're pursuing. All right, first principle, this is important regardless of whatever it is that you're pursuing. It's Newton's first law of motion, which states that an object at rest tends to remain at rest, and an object in motion tends to stay in motion. There's a good book that encompasses this idea called The Miracle Morning. Basically what it says is that when you have a really productive first hour and you get some quick wins under your belt, you're going to develop some momentum that you can carry with you throughout the rest of your day. It's going to be a huge game changer. So ask yourself, what are some quick wins that I can get under my belt? For me, it's a cold shower, I pray, and I do a couple other things. Do whatever works best for you. If you have some sort of spiritual practice in the morning, maybe not such a bad idea. If you have some flowers that you got to water those. I know this might sound silly, but really the quick productive wins is really what's going to create the momentum for you to really harness the rest of your day with a lot of focus. Cool? This is important. You have to let your environment know if they play a role in you, like drinking beers, like, hey, let's get some beers. Or if your wife or husband cooks you like a pie every night and you're trying to lose weight, you have to let whatever variables are responsible for you sort of engaging with that bad habit you're looking to eliminate. Let them know, like, hey, I love cranking beers with you. This month I'm trying not to drink beer. Hey, I love your s'mores pie. I'm trying to lose some weight. I can't give into it this month. Otherwise, you're going to react your way into it. You're never going to react your way to a rewarding outcome. It's critical to pursue what is good versus just eliminating what's bad. So I'll give you a common mistake that people make is that, like, for weight loss, they'll really focus on just consuming less calories, and fair enough. But what you also want to do, and it'll make it easier, is if you pursue consuming foods that are really healthy for you in this example. So consume dark leafy green vegetables that are rich in antioxidants or foods that have fiber in them. What'll happen is that when you proactively do that, you'll be satiated and less likely to have a sweet tooth. So you eliminated not only what's bad, but you also got what was good. Also, let's say you're trying to cut out social media. Great, delete the apps, but what are you going to be doing instead? Maybe you want to go buy a book on Amazon and read a book because you haven't read one in 5 years and you're now grinding your intellectual gears, right? So you not only eliminated what was bad, you did what was good. This is really important. Otherwise, you're not going to take that into account. You're just going to do something else that's bad. Cool? One of the biggest mistakes as it relates to someone consistently pursuing whatever it is that they finally want to get around to doing is telling people your goals. Depending on your views on this may seem counterintuitive 99% of the time. If you're like, I'm going to start losing weight, what you don't realize that you just did is you guys got instant gratification from telling people that you're going to lose weight, and it makes you way, way less likely to do it. I have a really depressing story about someone I worked with, and he would talk about how he would stop drinking. And I remember him telling me this one day on a Friday, and he's not good. He basically ended up committing suicide. And what he would do, he would always break promises with himself, and he ended up at the bar with us like later, that evening on a Friday after work. He did that like always lying to himself. And it's just, you don't want to just tell everyone what you're doing unless you're doing it with someone. Cool? All right, so we covered a lot. I think that about does it. That was intended to really just address the fundamentals of whatever it is that you're pursuing. Obviously, the specifics of what you're doing varies on whatever that is, but I encourage you to take into account some of what we covered because momentum is a real thing. It's not just this thing that comes and goes. You can proactively develop it by starting off your day with that, Newton's first law of motion. In my experience, again, these are observations. I get anxiety thinking about how I just gave a bunch of advice. I don't like that. You know what to do best. You're the captain of your ship. I do hope you got something out of this video. If not, I'll do my best to provide better value in future content that I make, and I hope to connect in some capacity on YouTube or wherever you're watching this in the future. Thank you so much.